Alright, girls and boys in Edius world, David Harry here, and this is going to be the first of a two-part video where I'm going to be kind of trying to measure the performance, as it were, of Edius X Workgroup using H.265 source files, and very specifically using an 11th gen CPU by Intel, which is the i5-9600K. So very specifically here, testing to see how Edius responds using the iGPU on that particular CPU, which is the UHD 750, which is also the same iGPU across the whole 11th gen series. So what I'm going to be doing is doing this one video right now to see exactly how it responds, and then what I'm going to do is do the exact same project test using the next version of Edius, which I assume is going to be 10.3, and that should be released sometime in December, just so that we can see what performance gains that we're going to get from 10.3. So just before I get into this, let me just point out a few things. So this is like, you know, the system setup here, but more importantly, as we can see, 11th gen Intel Core i5-11600K, and very importantly, that does have a UHD 750 iGPU on it. Also as well, what we'll do here just quickly, I will show you the source file. So it's this file here, and I'm just going to play this just so that we can see that the system itself does actually play the file properly. Okay, so as you can see there, then Windows is playing that file properly. So obviously the iGPU is actually well capable of playing that particular file. Now I'll go into Edius here, and it's worth noting as well, this particular project, including the actual video file, will be available as a downloadable zip file as well. There'll be a link in the description to the video. So you can actually download this if you just want to test the file on its own, or indeed you can download this and be able to actually, like, you know, load up the project as well, so you can see exactly what's gone on here. So what I'm going to do just quickly is run over some of the settings and what have we. So let me have a quick look at the actual media. So as you can see, H.265 59.94 frames per second, and importantly, this is UHD 4K. So if I just go to the extended settings here, as you can see, this is a 10-bit file as well. Chroma format or the chroma subsampling is only 420. Now if I come up to the settings here, have a quick look at project settings. As we can see, the project is matching the source, which is basically UHD 4K 5994. It is also 10-bit the project as well, and we are at BT 709. So basically Rec 709, because this is a standard dynamic range project. I don't think there's really anything else that we need to have a look on there, I suppose. So now what we're going to do is put the project initially straight to full, and then let's see how Edius performs playing back just that clip in the timeline. Okay, so as we can see there, Edius is incapable of playing that clip back at full resolution 10-bit, and as we could see down here, if we have a look at the frame buffer, it's like registering 1 out of the 32 frames for the buffer. Quick look again. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is come down to 8-bit, and we'll just wind that back to the front and try that again. Okay, so as we can see there, that still can't play. So what I'm going to do now is come down to a half resolution for the timeline. Let's try that again. Okay, once again, that can't play the file properly. Let's come down to a quarter resolution. As you can see there, it still can't even get above that first like 1 frame of the 32 frame buffer. So let's come down to an 8th here. We'll try that. And once again, like, it's not playing it. Okay, so let's come down to a 16th of the resolution. Let's have a crack at that. Okay, now that's obviously not playing it either. So nothing that I do here with this particular version of Edius, which is, let's just have a quick look here, version info. So that's the version of Edius as of the 30th of November 2021. So this is right up to date. That's the latest version. And as you can see, we can't actually play that file. But what's interesting is obviously Windows can play the file because the iGPU definitely can play that particular file. But Edius, for whatever reason, is having issues trying to play that file back, and it will be trying to use the iGPU on the 11th gen Intel CPU, but obviously is having like way too many problems trying to play that file back. The other thing as well, at this point, it's just worth noting as well that the CPU won't actually really be kind of getting too taxed to do this, because most of this will be relying upon the iGPU. So obviously right now, this particular version of Edius is having serious issues trying to play this file back. So obviously if it can't play the file back, it's going to be tough to edit, and we definitely won't be able to do any effects or anything like that because we just can't maintain anything here that's anywhere near real time. Okay, so just to summarize then, what we have clearly seen here is that Edius cannot play this file back in real time, and that is even if I drop the actual timeline down to a 16th of the resolution. That still doesn't help it to play the file back properly. Anyway, the other thing to bear in mind here as well is that I have also tried numerous drivers for the iGPU. They include drivers straight from Intel and also drivers that were recommended for the motherboard by Gigabyte and stuff. None of them make any difference. The performance has been exactly the same. So what I'm going to do anyway is as soon as the next version comes out of Edius 10, I will then do the exact same project again, and let's see how we get on with that. And don't forget, there is a downloadable project file with the media inside as well for anybody who would like to test this on their system. I'm David Harry. Thank you very much for watching this video. Take care and goodbye now.